Honorable Sauls, your time starts now.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable.
Honorable Sauls, other standing ovation for Honorable Mathale. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, may I please donate my time that remained to Honorable Sauls?
Honorable Sauls, your time starts now. Honorable Mungango has said it beforehand that he doesn't have many questions.
I think he's all.
Yes,
with the
this is how
Honorable Sauls.
South Africans see you.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe even worse outside. Yeah.
The caution to South Africans would have been, if you don't see me, just follow the teeth.
Yeah, but your teeth can't represent them. It's you who represent them here.
Deputy Minister, greetings to you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Minister, the minister testified, Minister Mkunu, he testified that there is no IMC in the 7th administration. Is this true?
Yes.
So there is no IMC in the 7th
I'm not aware of any.
Former Minister Cassel said that as far as he's concerned, there is still an IMC and a new administration does not dissolve an IMC. You testified that in the 6th administration, you attended at least 2 meetings of the IMC. Is former Minister Cele's testimony true?
Well, what I know is that I haven't heard of an IMC meeting, so I take it that the 7th administration has not appointed people to serve in the IMC like the previous administration. So
you agree with you disagree with the testimony of former Minister Cassel?
I guess if that's how you interpret it, it means yes.
Deputy Minister, from the 30th September 2019, the words used whenever there is an application made or request made by the PKTT for budget, etc., the words used formally is a request for extension. Now, does this mean that there was a clear understanding that it has reached its end date?
Well, I am not aware of the end date that was put, that it must exist from this period to that period.
So what is the reason for the words?
Can we take Honorable Nomval?
Yeah, no, thank you, Chair. On the IMC question, TM, you have responded and your response says you don't agree with what Minister Cele said. Minister Cele's understanding is that the IMC continues to exist because even to the next administration, because it is not a team of ministers, but it is a team of ministries. Now, the narrative by the suspended Minister Mkunu, is that once the administration ends, then the IMC also lapses. So, and the result of which the PKTT, which is a product of the IMC, also ceases to exist. So that is his justification for disbanding for failing to convene the IMC. In his understanding, it has never existed beyond the administration under which it was formed. So those are the two contending statements that we have as the committee before us. Now, do you agree with the narrative that the IMC, when we go to another administration, ceases to exist?
It must be constituted. The president must constitute it, but it has not been constituted. Ministers who became ministers in their respective portfolios have not been designated that particular responsibility. But the workings of the task team continues. They are investigating. There are cases that they are working on them. The cases have not been wrapped up. They continue with the investigations, and they've been continuing to work.
So the task team, which is a product of the IMC, must continue even if the IMC is not there. That is your understanding?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Deputy Minister, so in your view, formally, when these requests are made, the terms request for extension, according to you, what does that mean when you read it?
Request of extension of what?
Yes, whenever the PKTT requests budget periodically since the 30th of September 2019, all the evidence we've seen, the words they would use is a request for extension. So how would you understand that?
What do I understand that request for extension mean?
Yes, sir, in that context.
I don't know whether they are referring to the extension of their funding or what is the request for. But the task team exists and it is running operations. Obviously, if their budget is exhausted, they will request further funding, and I guess that's how it was done.
So your understanding is that it is only with reference to money, nothing else, not in terms of its existence, to say we've reached the end, we are now requesting for further extension, and this is the period of extension, and for this period of extension, we require X amount of money.
Yeah, I think it's an operational decision that the commissioner will take from time to time for them to continue to do their work. And I think that's what he did.
Minister, do you think that the PKTT should be disbanded?
Well, I have no objection with them following their work and their work being taken by the murder and robbery unit.
Is there a yes?
Yeah.
You think they should be disbanded?
Yes.
Former Minister Mathale, but before I go there, you say in your testimony that you do not necessarily agree with the reasons for disbandment.
Yes.
So you agree that there should be disbandment, but you don't necessarily agree with the reasons. So what is your reasons for the disbandment? What would your reasons be?
My reason is you strengthen the capacity to do investigation work around murder and robbery related cases. And as you become effective and efficient, there is no need to put a task team to deal with murders because you are effectively dealing with that aspect.
And that now focuses on the country as a whole rather than
Absolutely.
a zoomed in.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Now, if you feel that the reasons you don't necessarily agree with that the minister used, do you then believe that the minister is protecting drug cartels?
No.
So now we have, you don't necessarily agree with the reasons, and you disagree with the allegations that brought us here, that the minister has decided in that way because he's protecting drug cartels.
Yeah.
So if we rule out both of that, there must be something that motivated the minister. I am of the view that there is a third possibility, and this possibility is something that the minister is not telling us. What is your view?
I can't speculate because I don't know, except what is stated there as the reason.
DM, former Minister Cele testified that when he considered that there are 23 special operatives from the military that has been contracted by Mr. Mathale, and he considered that General Mkonazi told him about 59 special task members that is also employed by taxi bosses, he's worried that the private security companies are being strengthened to the degree that they are more stronger and equipped than SAPS. Are you equally worried?
Of course, I am. We did discuss that with the former minister and agreed that we must do everything possible to retain special task force members because their training is a bit steep, it's expensive. So you must do everything possible to make sure that you retain them in the service of SAPS. They mustn't go and serve private interests. And it was about the task force, but also about other specialized forces, including your detectives. That's why we increased their allowances so that they must find comfort in doing work for SAPS.
DM, is there a separate army being built in KZN under the guise of private security companies?
I'm not aware of an army that is being built in KZN.
Ayo, Deputy Minister. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Honorable Sauls. Honorable James, your time starts now. 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Chair. DM, earlier on you testified SAPS, this institution is intact. What is your understanding of the words intact?
The ability and the capability to execute your responsibilities that are assigned to you. Fighting crime, doing policing in the country. I think we are doing exactly that. Of course, we can do more and better. But at the moment, the response that we are giving clearly demonstrate that we have got a police service. Yes, there are challenges. I acknowledge that as well.
All right. You said intact. South Africa has been waiting for 2 months for the crime stats. What is your response to that?
Well, it's unfortunate that we did not release the crime stats.
So that's definitely not intact. Am I right, DM? We cannot say we are intact when we've been waiting for 2 months. It keeps on being delayed for crime stats that needs to tell us where we're at as a country.
Well, that is not a reflection of the fact that we are not intact. It's just there were delays in signing off. That's it, and the changes that took place. But that is not a reason enough or an explanation that one can give that SAPS is not intact because of that.
And also, over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we've had 40 people murdered on the Cape Flats as a result of lack of resources and understanding and strategy. Is SAPS intact?
It is. The challenges of the Cape Flats, it's a serious concern to us. That's why we had an extensive discussion around how we are structured at SAPS and how best we can be structured so that we are able to respond to the challenges that our people in the Cape Flats are confronted with. One murder is one too many. We are worried, and we believe that the organogram that we have adopted will enable us to respond appropriately to the weaknesses that are there, and we will be able, working with our communities, to respond to the challenges that they are confronted with.
Minister, I think our understanding of the word intact is completely different, but I'm going to leave it there. I also want to know, you testified that you were shocked, that you were dissatisfied, that you saw in the media. Did you say or did you do anything about you being dissatisfied? Because it's either you are participating or you are a bystander.
I'm not a bystander in the ministry. I'm a participant. And we do interact with the minister and the national commissioner on things that affect or confront the police in the country.
Minister, you've also said you've made mention of PKTT. We've had former witnesses come and say that it was the PKTT was only budgeted and funded for operations within KZN. Was it a national PKTT as per Minister Mtunu, or was it just for the province?
Well, the genesis of the PKTT found its expression in KZN. And the work...
Sorry, Minister, I'm asking, you're saying it finds its expression in KZN.
Yes.
Was it funded? Was the budget allocation only for KZN, or was it for national operations?
It's the last request came from the CFO nationally to finance what they are doing. Their work is not confined to KZN. We
know that, Minister. We're speaking specifically up to the budget, the operational budget, because I've asked this questions in several other witnesses, and no one's able to give us a direct answer.
I know that there was allocation which were approved by the CFO.
Yes, we know that all allocations are approved by the CFO, but I'm still asking, was this for KZN or was it for national operations?
For the PKTT.
I'm asking, was it for national, the budget allocation? Was it for national or was it for KZN? Because the minister insisted on the N. And when Minister Bheki Cele came, he said, no, he's not familiar, he's not aware of the N. So I'm asking you, that's been walking alongside Minister Bheki Cele for 5 years, was the N there or not? Was it national or not?
The funding.
Yes, the funding, was it for operations? We know funding comes from national, but I'm asking the funding, the budget, the operational budget, was it for KZN or was it for national? And even if we have to spend the day asking this question, it's fine.
No, that's okay. The funding that they are given to do work where they are assigned.
Which is KZN?
No, they have been to the Eastern Cape, they have operated there. We have had problems in Mpumalanga. We have said they must also focus on Mpumalanga. In Gauteng, even the provincial commissioner did mention that they were assisting here in Gauteng. So they are not necessarily confined to work in KZN. Mind you, the head of the PKTT is General Kumalo, who is head of CI based in Pretoria.
It's really sad that everyone that has appeared before us is unable to answer that very simple question. Considering that you said to us that you partook in several meetings discussing, you knew the involvement about the formation, because usually on the cover page when we have a NAT joint operation, it would actually outline the budget. You and I know this, DM. And here today, because that budget would speak to accommodation, it would speak to vehicles, it would speak to, obviously you can't process a case and you can't attend a court case in Gauteng when you're on KZN. If you don't have a budget for it. And this is what I've been trying to determine. Was there a budget nationally? We know things that happens in all other provinces, but the budget allocation, was it for those members to work across provinces?
I mean, yes, they were doing work outside KZN also.
Minister, you know what? This morning I was asking myself, why are you here? But I want to thank you. I'm not going to be long and listen to my own voice. I want to thank you for coming, because I thought that we needed to focus on the big fish, you know, and just call you later on. But if anything, I appreciated your testimony today, because it has proven that we need to do away with ministers, deputy ministers. If anything that needs to be disbanded or disestablished, it's deputy ministers. Thank you, Chair.
Chair? Chair?
Chief Whip.
No, thanks, Chair. No, I with due respect, I don't think that is appropriate for us or any of us to refer to those who came before us as big fishes or big fish. I don't know what's the right expression. Yeah, and therefore insinuate that the witness who's before us today is a small fish. I don't think that is I don't think that is acceptable, Chair, because the reason we invited all witnesses, we never agreed on their weight. We agreed on witnesses. So now, when there's a big and a small fish, where was that decided?
Chief Whip, let me give the member a standing ovation for having been consistent with the time that has been the practice with all other members. And no, wait. I must forever remind you as members that when you invite a person to your house, you have a duty to hospitality. And when we are gathered like this, we are the leadership of this country. Any citizen of this country who is following us, who has intention to appear before us, if they happen to come here, when they leave, they must still leave this house with their integrity intact. They must feel more proud about being South African. Let's see. There are 3 members left. That is Honorable Ntuli, that is Honorable Skosana, and that is Honorable Kola Barnett. No, I'm reading the list. If she doesn't speak, she will come and say I'm not speaking.
We're done. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. So there are 2 members left. So we are going to take a 10 minutes break. We'll come back. Yeah. We will come back at 6:30. We'll come back at 6:30. And I apologize for the delay, Chief Whip. You can just keep on jogging and jogging. You will come to the pitch, don't worry. Thank you so much.